Good morning from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. How are you this morning? Let me know how you're going. It's wonderful to be here with you. And welcome to Complex PTSD TV Live. Now, it's just going to be an amazing morning. We're going to talk about dissociation. And if you saw the post, the dissociation booklet is free in the Complex Trauma Library, because we need as much information as possible, but we also need experiences. We need to know what our experience is internally at the moment so that we can change it up as well as being able to observe our external experience and change our internal experience. Now, this morning, I want to share with you some really exciting information about dissociation. For those who are new here, say g'day. Great Aussie saying, say g'day, mate. Or do a hashtag replay. It's wonderful to have you here. Hit subscribe to know when I go live. And if you're on Facebook, hit your notifications. All right, now that's all out of the road. Now, if you were here last week with me, you remember that I did up a daily checklist, okay, right? And on that daily checklist, it wasn't about a to-do list or, you know, if we follow Oprah, a to-do list. It's not about that at all, because it puts pressure on us if we do a to-do list. Or even if we do a to-do list. It's pressure that we don't need when we're dissociating. So I turned it all around for us, and I've been doing the experiment too. And I went, okay, if that puts too much pressure on my mind and my brain so that I keep dissociating, what can I do to flip it around so that, one, I can recognize when dissociation's happening and do something about it. Two, I actually start to get stuff done that ordinarily is outside of my perception, and it's not that we mean to. Memory's a big challenge for us, okay? It really is. It's simply that I would say, okay, yeah, I need to get dishes done, or I need to get washing done, and then go about the one next thing. As soon as I did the one next thing, because I'm dissociating, I forget about the thing that I wanted to do before. And before I know it, there's 2 days worth of dishes in the sink. And I go, how the heck did that happen? It's like, but I was there. I'm sure I was there and said, I've got to do the dishes. And it's incredibly frustrating because we get embarrassed and ashamed that there's stuff undone which should be easy to do. And when people say to me, oh, look, I haven't had a shower for days, I hear you, I understand. It's not that you're consciously choosing to not have a shower. We just don't do that. We're adults. It's when the dissociation's happening and we've got no access to active memory, it's like we forget, you know? And it's not that we consciously choose to forget. It's simply that it's part of what's happening at the neurological level, at our brain level. You know, not all the apps are connected in when we're dissociating. So what I did with my daily checklist was I went, okay, these are the things that keep getting forgotten because I'm dissociating and I don't know. Okay, it feels like I'm functioning fully in life, but obviously I'm not, because things don't get done. So I made a list of them on a daily checklist with my beautiful green folder clipboard, and I sat it next to me on my desk so that I'm aware to keep checking it, to keep looking at it, to keep reminding me. And you know what? I got more dishes done this week than I've had done in forever. It's just been amazing because there's no pressure. It's simply, here's my list, check. Do I know where I'm up to with this list? And I don't know why it works, but it works, all right? It helped me retrain my focus into the now. Now, when I read The Body Keeps the Score, which so many of us have done, and Dr. Bessel van der Kolk says, our greatest challenge is reality, I was like, at first. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I live in this reality and it's painful as, and I'm doing everything for everybody else. And then I realized that in doing everything for everybody else, I wasn't paying attention to my reality, what's happening for me on the inside. What else? What's happening for me that I need to get done, that I'm ignoring, that I'm not taking responsibility for, things like that. So this week, it was just amazing how much having a list of what I need to remember to have done and just checking it without pressure impacted my life. So I put in another sheet, which is a bit harder to get used to, but we're a work in progress. We're not an overnight sensation. So what I did was, if you've downloaded the booklet, I've put another sheet in this week so that you can do a night before prep, okay? Now this night before prep, I've actually put suggestions on there for you to give you an idea of what needs to be done for the next day. Now, the reason why I've done this one is because I forget to organise things like, you know, are my gym clothes washed, or what am I having for dinner? And what I found was, if I haven't had these things done, it's like they go round and round and round in my mind and I still forget about them. The dissociation means even though they're going round and round in my mind, I haven't touched them to bring them into reality. So things can happen, like all of a sudden I realise I haven't organised to cook things for dinner. So it's a late night scramble, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that happens for you or not, but that's what happens for me, is that I forget. So what I did was, and this has actually been harder to do than having the list of what I need to check if, you know, I've got things happening, is, so what am I having for dinner tomorrow night? And I'm starting to wrap my mind around that. So what am I wearing? You know, are my clothes washed? Am I organised? Have I set a bedtime and a wake up time? And I'm really trying to stick to that. I'm good at the wake up time, but can I be honest, I really suck at the getting to bed on time. It really is a work in progress to retrain our mind to focus into the now, to get me to bed on time. And it's people think that it's like, what's your problem? Should be easy, just go to bed on time. But it's not, because when you just there's so many distractions. All right, oh yeah, I'll just do that or that, or you know, and it's not just about going down the social media funnel hole. Last night I was sitting here and I was getting ready to go out to Life Group, and I deleted I pressed the wrong button on the computer and deleted a whole section of the free resources. So I'm sitting there going, oh my goodness, how can I do this? But fortunately I had them all, so they're all back up. It's all good. It took me ages, but this is the kind of thing that happens unintentionally, okay? And I asked myself, is there something that I need to do around the house tomorrow? Any form of housework? And look, we all know that, you know, housework isn't my favourite chore, but I'm trying to build intention into it and even just do one part of the bathroom or one part of the dusting. And there's a couple of other things that I need to personally keep track of. So it's like having a track where we can go down, and we go down, because what I realised was that if I sit down as I go to bed and I think about the actual things that I've got to do tomorrow, okay, so if I sit and think, right, tomorrow morning I'm going to get up, going to get dressed and go to gym, and I work that through in my mind, it actually happens, all right? Whereas if I don't sit down with that intentionality, it doesn't happen at all, okay? It's like I can procrastinate. Now, procrastination with complex PTSD is a whole other chat show. There is a video on YouTube for it as well, because it's different for us, all right? We aren't the normal psychological equation when it comes to complex PTSD. because of how our brain was formed, how we took on information, how we process information, and it's all very, very different for us, okay? All right, so download the free booklet so that you can begin to track and focus your mind on the things that you need to get done. And that way it builds into you at a level and a space where it feels more comfortable and less pressure. And then we actually feel like we want to get stuff done, all right? Because there's no pressure. It's just, I need to keep reminding myself because I don't have a memory when I'm dissociating it. And it's not intentional. Please, please, please. It is not intentional that this happens, all right? It's like having a brain injury, and we have to do things like this to work around it, okay? All right, remember, I love you, you belong, and more than anything, pass the love around to each other. Hop into group, say g'day, and let each other know how much you are loved, because if there's one thing that helps us get well is having a mind that is able to be open to love. Thanks for joining in, girls. I love you heaps, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow morning we are going to talk about a whole different subject altogether, and because last week I realized that narcissists don't have a conscience, okay? But I want us to be able to put language around it so that we can go, and understand, and it helps us stop taking responsibility for things, for adults who are behaving badly, right? That's my current phrase of the week, adults who are behaving badly. And if they're behaving badly, then we can't do anything about it because we're not responsible because they're adults. So we'll talk about that tomorrow morning, and thanks for joining in, and I will see you then. Bye for now.